So, very soon, Rogue will be released as a playable character in the game Marvel Rivals as Vanguard, which most of you may know. Which I have my gripes about, but I will go more in depth about it later on in the video. In general, though, I just hope she is enjoyable for everyone to play and everyone has fun playing with her. And I hope that she stays meta for the foreseeable future so that more people can fall in love with the character that I really enjoy. Now, for those of you that are just interested in my thoughts of Rogue as a Vanguard or just want to see another person's perspective towards a melee Vanguard Rogue that steals people's abilities, you can go ahead and jump to the timestamp here where I will actually just talk about my thoughts on Rogue as a Vanguard. I was exposed to Rogue during her X-Men Evolution series, and from that, she definitely seemed more like she was actually like a cool character to me. She seemed like a very cool character at the time, and that's why I was a big fan of her as a character, as opposed to any of the other characters in the series because of her like complex situation and yet the way she grew as a character in that show. So yeah, I'm like really happy and very excited that Rogue is in the game. However, I'm not the biggest fan of a Vanguard Rogue. I know it is more like lore accurate to like the comics and to like the older X-Men show. Um, but I don't know. Personally, it doesn't seem like the kind of Rogue I knew. Um, and the other thing is like with the release of Rogue, before then I was also struggling in Marvel. So I played Marvel Rivals during season 0 and I played the game mainly because of the fact that I saw clips and videos of Spider-Man being the sickest character you could be in the game. And I just fell in love with that. So since season 0, I've been playing mostly Spider-Man, picking up a bit of Thor and Loki along the way because of Thor. I just enjoyed his kit where he had like the awaken mode and the just normal fighting mode, which was great. And Loki's just ability to steal like enemies and allies and become like a clone of them or a copy of them was super sick. But as the game has went on, Spider-Man has been getting nerfs here and there that it's almost become, I wouldn't say impossible, but definitely very hard to gain value out of him as a player or as someone who is more maybe more casual or just generally not as skilled or as professional as some people are, as well as Thor being great. He's a fun character. I enjoy him, but also feeling like he's rather stiff and how certain and how as to how like Thor is he feels very stiff or how his kit feels very stiff and how certain things feel like they have conditions tied to them to be used. For his biggest example is his awaken mode can't allow him to escape or do anything else. He can only just move around a bit and throw his awakens or his lightning, which whatever, I won't get into that. As for Loki, he's been better apparently in the meta because he's been able to copy Gambit and just do like Gambit things, which is fine, but in general, Loki as a character definitely feels more like someone that isn't someone you want to be. He's someone you want to just build your ult and then finally dump it onto use the ult so that you can go and copy someone else, someone that's better, basically. Right now, mainly, very popularly, is Gambit. Before, it used to be Luna Snow, and so on and so forth. um, which has made my time in Marvel Rivals kind of, I wouldn't say jaded, but it's kind of made it rough and made it feel like I'm not as, like, the characters I play aren't as important or aren't as maybe valued, which made it like really hard for me to continue to enjoy the game for sure, but like still I was having fun with it. And when Rogue was announced before she was released, I was ecstatic. I really hoped that she had been a strategist more so. So I'm gonna, obviously my bias is gonna show through in this, but I'm gonna put it out there. I definitely preferred her as a strategist, but she's announced now, she's released now, she's going to be a Vanguard. I've come to terms with that. That's fine. Uh, and for those of you that skip to around this time, this is where I'm going to talk about my thoughts on Rogue as a Vanguard. I know it's definitely early times because, hey, it's early access. No one's even got to play her. If I give her several weeks, I think she's going to be maybe pretty great, or even hopefully, I hope, she's going to be like super meta because I want more people to enjoy Rogue, and she's such a fun character story wise. I'm not gonna be playing her as the Vanguard she is because I don't want to play another melee Vanguard that just, I'll get into it. Okay. So anyhow, now with Rogue as a Vanguard, she definitely is interesting. She seems very cool. The um, the basic attacks are definitely on point with what she is. She's a melee fighter. She uses, like, she has to go in close and touch people to steal them. Everything makes sense. What I wanted to just point out from my observations though was that, like, she definitely seems to struggle against range. Flyers, poke. I even saw someone on Reddit say like poke might be her biggest weakness, which I could agree with for sure. Especially given how little mobility she has. She has a jump, which then she can kick. She can do some kicks that like send out in like about 20 meters or something akin to that, and that seems kind of cool. But in general, it doesn't seem like she has much range, and she has like a daredevil ult, but she also absorbs their like ult charge and also gets healing and like health and damage, which was kind of cool. Um, but I don't know, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's copium. Maybe my idea was a broken one to begin with. But I always thought like strategist rogue would have been so much cooler because of certain things. Like, for example, right now it seems like rogue has a steal ability, which is fine. But it seems more like a mimic ability or like a copy ability instead of being a steal. And she can only steal or copy certain characters, which makes sense. But I thought like a steal, like Rogue's main thing being the steal, was that it would steal their ability, so it would lock them from using an ability. That's why, like, maybe I don't know. Maybe in this one they can even add that in the future, but we'll see. But as a strategist, I thought it would have been great because she would have been a melee strategist, so she would have been more like a Sue Storm kind of strategist, getting in, getting close, and maybe actually even punching enemies to do some sort of like heal stacking or something like that. And then she'd be stealing people's abilities to lock them down, right? To disable them from doing one thing from their skills. Definitely not from their ult or anything like that. Nothing crazy for sure. But like just locking people's or enemies' abilities because she is mainly known for stealing, and then her punches would cause some sort of life drain, heal sharing kind of shenanigans, right? Um, However, that doesn't seem to be the case. Um, but yeah, the other thing is that a lot of people were saying like Rogue being a Vanguard would be more lore accurate, and in the original comics and even in the older Marvel, X Men Marvel TV series, she definitely seemed more like a tank for sure. But I can't help but feel like this character right now feels like a mishmash of something that like She-Hulk and I don't know, like other characters. It doesn't makes it feel like it isn't really Rogue because it's just like a tanky melee character with a gimmicky copy ability and then a disable ults, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. This character design from top to bottom is a cool character, and I really hope people have fun with her because she's Rogue now, and I want Rogue to be popular. I've adored Rogue, but yeah, I don't know because it if we're trying to be lore accurate, I feel like she should have had flying then because then it wouldn't be such an issue with her being like very weak to poke, which is yet another like tank that has an issue with poke. Almost all the melee fighting characters seem to have like are just weak to poke from the looks of it. Angela can't stand poke. Hulk can I guess a little bit stand poke, but I don't know. I don't really think so. It's mainly that his jump is so versatile, so that's really good for him. But aside from that, I'm not sure. Um, Thing is also just kind of weak to poke from the looks of it, but I could be wrong there. I'm no Thing expert, nor do I play Things, so don't quote me on that. Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Honestly, I'm just this video is mainly just because I want to get stuff off my chest. Um, like I used to enjoy Marvel Rivals a lot. Now I feel like I'm not enjoying it as much. I'm definitely still probably gonna be around playing casual and quick play and trying to have whatever fun I can because at this point the characters I enjoy playing are all like it feels like they're being trudged through the mud. I could be wrong, right? Like Spider-Man could be like A tier, but for me it feels like he's really hard to do anything with and you're probably going to get blamed or flamed for playing Spider-Man. Loki is apparently great, but from what I feel like it's great being anyone else but Loki when you're playing Loki. And Thor's okay, but he's just always been okay. He's kind of struggled. He never got like to celebrate for be in the limelight for like even the shortest while like Thing where like Thing could just jump in and everyone would be fighting him and he'd be like laughing it off. Now Thing is like apparently just roughed up real bad. Like they nerfed him hard by changing his tankiness to be invulnerability application, but that's whatever. Oh, and on another note, out of curiosity, like I know Rogue being a strategist wouldn't be lore accurate, and that like the current version of her is lore accurate, but we do have characters that aren't lore accurate technically. Like, for example, Sue Storm would have been lore accurate as a Vanguard instead of a strategist, but I don't know. I haven't seen any complaints about her being a strategist over a Vanguard. People seem to like it. They seem to enjoy it a lot. But if there's anyone that disagrees, you know, let me know. Write in the comments. Tell me I was wrong. Tell me I was right. I doubt anyone will tell me I was right. Honestly, I doubt anyone will see this video. But hey, I just wanted to get this video out because Rogue's releasing soon. Hopefully she's strong. But it looks like she's going to be another one of those tanks that just struggles with poke because she's a melee Vanguard. Which if she was a melee strategist that was like kind of tanky, like was like a not even like a shield Brigida, right? Like but no Bridget, not Brigida, my bad. If she was just like a tankier Bridget and that could heal somehow, that would have been so cool. Like she would just be up with the tanks, just punching to heal right? Not to do damage, not to do anything. She wouldn't have to worry about the flyers because she's just healing. Her whole point was to keep everyone close and heal. Kind of like maybe an Ultron like drone, but she's the drone herself, right? She just heals in an aura, and then she just has to keep making sure she's fighting or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just a broken character that would have never worked. And I've checked like other characters who could possibly do Rogue's like ability stealing, because I don't know, I just loved her character and her ability to like steal. But yeah, it definitely won't feel the same, because it would feel more like, oh, this is another character that has these weird have these cool abilities all mashed into this character. It could have been Rogue, wasn't her. It's someone else now. Like for example, I know like some people mention a character like Hope Summers, who has ability like copying and ability like mutant ability enhancement or something like that, which sounds kind of cool, but I don't know. She isn't Rogue, so she'll be cool to play or to try if she does come out or something like that, but she isn't Rogue, you know. So yeah, I don't know. This was a very rough edit. I just wanted to try and get this out there as quick as possible. And if you hear my voice and wonder what's going on, why is he so raspy or weird, if any one of you noticed, it's because I'm sick. But whatever, that's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna care. But hey, yeah. So if you guys watched to here, let me know. Leave it in the comments. I mean, just anything. Let me know you've been here, because I feel like making YouTube videos, I'm talking to air or I'm talking to nobody, and it just gets lost in the void. But if you did watch to the end, thank you so much. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you agree. Maybe you disagree. If you do disagree, definitely like let me know. And or like even those like Sue players who thought she should have been a Vanguard, let me know how you feel. I'm really interested to hear about those kinds of things. Um, aside from that, aside from that, thank you for watching. Hopefully this was mildly entertaining. If you breathe air extra quickly from your nose, let me know. That'd be great. Thank you guys all for watching, and if I make another video, I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.